Time for the Disney List. Taking a look at some of the best from across the Walt Disney Company and listing them out for you this week. It is all about the best day ever. How to make the most of one day only at the Disneyland Resort. Say you only have one day to visit a place like the Disneyland Resort. You got 2 theme parks, 3 resort hotels, a downtown Disney district in between. How do you spend your time if you only got one day to do so? We know that some people fall into this trap, unfortunately. Usually, if somebody has business in the area, or maybe you're trying to make the most of a visit to Southern California and you've got a lot of different places that you're going and can only squeeze in one day for Disneyland. What are you going to do? Say you get a park hopper ticket. Say, I don't know, you're going to try to make the most with experiencing everything that the resort has to offer. What do you do? We are here to talk about it and share our tips. We are going to be joined today by Taylor Kowalczyk, Garrett Hassel, to share their thoughts on how they're going to spend the best day ever at the Disneyland Resort. If you only got one day, Taylor, what are you going to do?
Well, be at the rope drop, of course.
Rope drop, you say?
First thing in the morning. And, get up early, get some coffee before you get to the resort. Go as soon as that music plays that says, "Welcome to Disneyland."
Oh, my.
Oh, it's so magical. Then what I do, I honestly would go directly to Adventureland. Go knock out
Smart
Indiana
choice.
Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion. Do all the classic rides first, and then make your way over to, let's say, Thunder Mountain. Maybe look to see if you can get the Genie Plus for Rise of the Resistance, because that line gets ridiculously long. So I don't think anybody wants to wait an hour to maybe 2 hours for that ride, but it's magical.
You
It is
got
amazing.
one day. You don't have time to wait in line.
Exactly. So I try to do that, and then I kind of save Fantasyland for towards the end of the day.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just because all the kids and parents are there at the time, so it's kind of So basically knocking out all of that, and then around park hopper time, I'd say 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, go over to the other park. And then...
So you're saying, let me stop you. You're saying you can hammer all this out by 11 o'clock if you get there at rope drop. You think you can hammer this out?
If you could hammer out Adventureland, New Orleans Square, a little bit of Frontierland, and possibly Star Wars Land before 11, 12 o'clock.
And you're telling people you got to get the...
Genie Plus.
Genie Plus, right, in order to do it.
I would say get the Genie Plus because it of course, it stinks that you have to pay a little extra to do it. But it does pay off because if you want to go on a ride, let's say again, or if you, as Garrett said, you don't want to wait in line for 2 hours for a ride, get the Disney Plus. That way you can plan out your day and say, cool, you know what, if I can't get on that ride, I'll go back later, so that you have that ready to go. So yeah, I think that you can get everything done reasonably. If you're lucky, but
I think you're also right to avoid Fantasyland there. Morning and midday in Fantasyland is so gridlocked and chaotic. You're absolutely right. And I don't know what it is about Peter Pan to this day. That attraction is 40 seconds long and commands 2-hour long waits most of the time. Don't get me wrong, it's a great attraction, especially for...
It's great.
It is, yeah. You throw it back. It's a very old school ride. It's a great feeling. You still, I feel the magic on it anytime I'm on it, but it's 40 seconds long.
It really is.
Go on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. At least it has a twist ending.
I love that ride.
Who doesn't love to be sentenced to hell at the end of an attraction? It's the best part.
It really is, especially on a cold day. You want to go to hell? There you go.
Boy, it's warm in
here.
Train. That's right. Yeah, right. Exactly. So you mentioned 11 o'clock crossover time. So you're saying go to California Adventure now.
I would go to California Adventure around that time, and then head over to check the wait times. Always use the Disneyland app. That always is the best because you can probably run over to Soarin', do that. Avengers Campus is usually my favorite place to start off at, so I usually do that, and then kind of go with the flow of the park in a way. But yeah, you can definitely get everything done. If you play your cards right and it's not a crazy busy day, you most likely can get most of everything done. And then eat and drink, because that's what I like doing. Where
would you stop off at? I only have one day, so you gotta choose wisely here.
It is choosing wisely. As I said, I love Avengers Campus, so I would say Pim's is my favorite because they have this really yummy shrimp salad that I just go crazy for.
Okay.
And then you can get a lovely, alcoholic beverage there just to numb your feet a little bit because you are walking, to parks during the day. And yeah, you can just relax there, watch an amazing Avengers show.
Amazing.
Come on now. Well, what more can you ask for?
I mean, you're right there in the heart of it all. And does our friend Manny still work there? I feel like I
think
saw
he
him at
does,
one
yeah.
point. Yeah, he's great. Always out there. Welcoming people. Welcoming people
With
into
open
Pim's
arms.
Test Kitchen. That's right. Well, very good. Thank you for that. It's a great way to spend a single day at the Disneyland Resort. Garrett, for somebody like yourself who doesn't get to come to Disneyland very often, it's not in your backyard. So when you do, this might literally be a situation you find yourself in, right?
I've actually done this a few times. I came out to... My dog just yawned. He wants to chime in.
Oh.
I did this back in 2018, I think. I had one day, and I was with Ariel, and we're like, you know what? We're doing Disneyland in one day. Let's do this sucker. So we stayed across the street at the Marriott, and then got up bright and early. We didn't hit rope drop right away. We were maybe like 30 minutes after it happened because Ariel was sleeping. But I go the same route. I run over a few families to get to Adventureland and say, this is my day, not yours. And I skip Jungle Cruise. I go straight for Indy because Indy, it's essential to my well-being.
To your well-being.
It's for my mental, It's for my mental health.
Yeah.
And I go on that, and I look into the eyes of Mara, and I just...
You're not supposed to.
You feel better.
It's so tempting. It's so tempting.
So you're the reason why that
actually,
Jeep goes on a ridiculous course all the time.
Thank you for that.
I don't think the oil or the brakes have been tested very well. They're a little touchy. But do that, then go on Pirates, then go on Haunted, and then Splash isn't really there, so I skip. But even if it was, I'd skip Splash because if it's winter, it might be a little chilly. So I skip that, go on Big Thunder, and then I will absolutely follow, the advice of Taylor and go over to DCA because if it's park hopping time, boom, head over there. And I've never been to Avengers Campus, so I can't really say go that route, but I'll go on Mission Breakout because that is dope.
It's so
it's better.
cool.
Yeah, it's better than the original. I think it's better than the original not Haunted Mansion, sorry, Tower of Terror. And then from there, just go about my day, and I will go back and forth across the parks. When the Max Pass was around, I utilized that thing so well. And now it's not, so you gotta use Genie Plus service.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of the Incredicoaster, so I'll skip that honestly. And if it's not soaring over California, it's just soaring around the world, I'll skip that because soaring over California is what you want to do. But I will go back and forth between the parks a number of times. I'll spend a few hours at one park, a few hours at the other one because you've got one day. This is not a simple exercise. This is a gauntlet, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
This is a gauntlet. So neither of you are going to Tomorrowland, Space Mountain, Toontown, Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. I didn't hear any of that.
I mean, you can do that in the later day. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
My B, I will skip Toontown because it's always closed whenever I go there anyway. Like they're getting ready for fireworks or something. Fantasyland, end of day, Storybook Canals in the evening, Matterhorn when I need a chiropractic appointment. I wait in line for Rocket Rods every single time, and they keep saying it's been gone for a decade, and that just breaks my heart.
Yeah, you're going to keep waiting.
It's going to be a long time.
Like if I'm going from if I'm going to Disneyland, which is not near for me, I'll skip Galaxy's Edge because I can get that Disney World where I have an annual pass. Disneyland, I'm doing everything there I can't do at Disney World, so
Makes sense.
I'm gonna try and make the most of it. Grizzly River Run, absolutely, I will do that. I'll go. Well, Bugs Land isn't there.
Oh,
so
I miss
can't really
Bugs
do
Land.
Heimlich Choo Choo Train.
Oh.
But
Beautiful
but
butterfly.
no, I'll try and do everything I can, but I try and hit those big ticket items that are nostalgic for me. If I can, then that's okay. But I want to hit everything I can, go on Indy 4 or 5 times.
And if you got to choose a nighttime spectacular, Taylor, what are you choosing?
Well, I'm bummed because Fantasmic's not happening.
Yeah, so that one's excluded.
I would probably say the fireworks are my favorite. I'm actually going for one of the first times to go see this weekend. The World of Color, the new version.
Oh, great.
We every time we go, we've never been able to stay late. So we're finally going, and
It's
we're staying
happening.
late this weekend, or next weekend. So I'm super excited. But I love the fireworks. I mean, especially behind the castle. Like, it's one of the most magical feelings. I say magical. This is magical. I cry literally at every show that I go to. I'm one of
so
those
weak.
people. I am
No,
a
I'm
weak
just
person. I'm so weak. It's bad. I'm
You're
always crying.
so kind, Wade.
I get choked up too. No lie, it is hard to sit through a fireworks show, especially towards that finale, and not feel something. You bet.
Right. So it's tough, but I would say the fireworks for sure. Just having that feeling down Main Street is amazing.
Yeah, pretty spectacular, and no doubt, many times where. Remember standing there in the center of the hub in front of the castle, and many summers ago watching as Dumbo flew over the castle. And anytime Tinkerbell takes flight, there's always something very special about that on a warm summer's evening. Something very nostalgic about the feeling too. So no doubt, a spectacular to enjoy. Garrett, what are you doing? You have a nighttime spectacular of choice.
Yeah, Fantasmic was there. I'd probably do that because I remember seeing the dragon pop out for the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it's like 50 feet away, man. It's way closer than Hollywood Studios, which is a stupid crane. But
you gotta hike a mile to get to the arena just to see Fantasmic there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. The only good thing is that there's seating, but I would rather stand and watch that. But I'm going to go World of Color because there's no other show quite like it at Walt Disney World. It is beautiful. It's magical. And I remember when they were putting it in and selling, they had all the concept art. I was blown away. And then seeing it actually for the first time, I was blown away just by the effects because it used the water mist screens that you saw in Fantasmic, but it took it to a whole nother level. And when you see the different elements, whether it's Star Wars, Buzz Lightyear, or Pirates of the Caribbean, you just lose it because it's just a work of imagineering magic. It really is. And like World of Color, it hits everything for me. And there's really great viewing no matter what. You don't have to be dead on. You can be from a certain angle because it seems like every time you watch it from a different spot, it's a different show. Kind of like how Illuminations was when it was at Epcot RIP.
RIP.
But yeah, World of Color, it's quite amazing, and I miss not being able to see it as often as you Californians.
What can we say? It's a gift. Right in the backyard. Yep. Just to run on out and see it.
Literally.
Yep. Must be nice for me. It's just got to run on to the tarmac, hop in a plane, and
couple hours later,
hop, skip, and a jump.
Here you be.
Yeah, and then get in LAX and take that nice $200 Uber ride. You
know what they call it? A therapeutic drive from LAX on into Disneyland Resort. Yeah, I mean
that does sound therapeutic.
Big, wide lanes, open roads, as Southern California is known for. You don't have to worry about a thing.
No,
very tranquil. It's the perfect start to your getaway.
No traffic whatsoever.
No
traffic.
We don't have traffic here. No.
Always something to remember. That's right. Well, we thank you both for chiming in on the best way to spend one day at the Disneyland Resort. You only have one day. What do you do? Now we want to hear from all of you. Share it down in the comments. How do you plan out a single day? If you only got that one shot, what are you doing? How are you maximizing your time? And what nighttime spectacular are you going with? Because it's very difficult to be able to split those two given the time frame between them. We would love to hear from you. Again, drop it down in the comments.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.